to our Twin Flame update for the Divine Feminine. Yes, we do have these in a series and they come out weekly, and you can get them a week ahead of the crowd on the main page on YouTube. So if you do wish to grab your VIP membership via our YouTube, you need to do such through your computer at this stage. Very separately, we do cover the Twin Flame Path weekly live for the joint connection, and you can come through and join our super chats. Okay, let's have a look at the energy that's coming through for Divine Feminine. I hope you've got a cuppa, especially for those of you, be it cross watchers or Divine Feminine. Please remember to also look at the masculine energy for you within your own energy and power, and to balance the yin and yang. If you need soul coaching, you can go through to the link directly below, and you can come through and we can work on your blockages. Now, what do I see coming through here? Now, it doesn't actually surprise me. I do feel particularly moving into our eclipse energy, which I will have an eclipse update soon. What I am seeing is there appears to be some shifts and changes happening. Divine Feminines at the moment could feel like time's running out. There could be this anxiousness. There could be these changes that Divine Feminine's going through, especially because Venus at the moment, until about November, December, it's a bit shadowy. So what do we mean by that? It's almost like a death and a rebirth. So you may feel a little bit sluggish. You may feel a little bit disillusioned. You may be feeling not quite sure what to do. Now, I'm noticing the crowning energy. Use your time wisely. And I feel this is more a psychological belief that you're going through. It's like time has run out, especially as I mentioned with the eclipses coming. So it's feeling like you've entered into the end of your tether. This week we do have Juno in Pisces moving direct. So for Divine Feminines, it can feel a little bit like a karmic ending. But at the same time, it can feel where we are feeling a little bit disillusioned. But that's not to say in the 3D nothing's happening. But inside your auric body, I do see through your cards at the moment, there could be a little bit of depression, disease. Some of you may have had communication, and that communication could have been a little bit choppy. And we're going to take a close-up view. I'm seeing from the past position with the white rabbit, it's messages for the rabbit. I'm feeling some of this has impacted your wellness. It's impacted your mindset, disillusionment through your dreams and feeling like you're really wanting to get your dream back on track. Some of you are feeling in the current state with the second card is that you just don't know what to do. We're going to read it. Power of attraction. It's the 13. It's in reverse. So it's almost like the laws of attraction. Many times in the twin flame path, we don't actually realize that we're the yin to the yang. The yin to the yang does mean simultaneously in your emotional body, what is happening in their 3D, they're dealing with it. So they're more 3D, we're more 5D, but both polarities exist. So to a degree, you could be feeling something is outside of your control, but something is. And by you shifting energetically and by you spiritually doing the work, you can manifest it in. I do feel that because you are low, you may need to do an aura upgrade, but you can particularly be feeling something is out of your control. Especially for many twins, we can kind of get to this state that we feel because we're having a chain of very unfortunate events, the viewpoint in the 3D is then it's never going to happen. Twin flames do, like any other individuals, go through adversity, but change is inevitable. Change is always happening. That's one thing I definitely learned from the twin flame path. So it is shifting, but you energetically are, some of you are just simply releasing control, and you're understanding that universe always has your back, and you're releasing to the point that universe can manifest this in its highest octane. That's a healthy way this can play out. An unhealthy way is believing, and it's not that it's unhealthy, it's that a belief system at a point is that no change is possible, no control is possible, that you're not the magician. So some of you are feeling a little bit like there's stagnation, and therefore this is where the status quo. I would say your solar plexus and sacral chakra may need balancing. And I'm especially seeing some of you may, as the week progresses, have a little bit of base chakra going on. Emotional eating also can come through, but you're feeling like you're not in your flow. You're feeling like a Mad Hatter You know, penny little, the sky's falling down. But there's a lack of motivation here. There is a lack of motivation. But you feel that you're not quite where you want to be. And that can be in your general life as well. I do feel some of you also aren't trusting your instincts. I'm noticing the card near the lady's shoulder is trust yourself. It's in reverse. It's almost thinking, you know, am I misguided? Am I misinterpreting, misunderstanding this? Some of you, I do feel also you could feel extremely tired during the day and then be up at night and you just can't go to sleep because there's something keeping you up. There's something that is unresolved, but there is going to be a direct change. But your logic at the moment is that, you know, when's this storm going to be over, so to speak? When is this karmic ending going to end so that we can have this forward momentum? This isn't where you thought your life would be, and I feel there could be some sadness, some disillusionment. But it's strange because the owl on the woman's head with the peacock, it's very psychic. I think intuitively away from the ego, you know, life beyond death, there is a rebirth here. And the Scorpio moon is ushering in a brand new beginning for divine feminines. We can have these projections and insecurities and gossip coming through at the moment. We also can be feeling, you know, shame, guilt, you know, anger towards karmics potentially, but, you know, disillusionment through the cycle with Scorpio. Scorpio can come down to taboo subjects, intimacy, sexuality, and I'm noticing with all these, the bird totems really coming through very heavily. On this card, we have a peacock with a crown chakra. We have the owl, which is deeply intuitive, and the crow to do with death and the afterlife. And there's time, you know, so when you're tapping into time, you kind of feel, hey, I'm running out of time, but there's a rebirth here. Endings sometimes are good. Not all, and generally there's a new beginning, and especially with this eclipse, I do feel there's directly a new beginning. But some of you are feeling an old situation with this cycle needs to end, and you are really getting impatient. We have patience in reverse. Some of you are realizing that patience in this kind of cycle, maybe, you know, when we hear the term divine timing, I do recall, I am a twin flame after all. The term divine timing used to drive me bloody crazy. I was like, divine bloody timing? What do you mean? I've been divinely timed for years. You know, so it can really irritate us. And so there can be this anger that's coming through. It's like, when is your time? You know, what does that exactly mean? And, you know, when you do look at the reality of where your emotions are at, with the topsy-turvy energy of ascension, the up and down, you know, it can feel very... don't really want to use that word because I don't like using tags. Yeah, topsy-turvy. Let's just leave it at that. I feel you're realizing that not everything has to have a price. It's like, you know, do you have to be perfect? Do you have to be beautiful? Do you have to be seductive? Do you always have to lose? It's all of those notions at a foundational level. And I feel it's almost this done on an energy of crossness. Some of you are now, it's, you know, I use the analogy of Little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet eating her curds and whey, but it's not getting scared by the things. It's sitting in your power and it's knowing your self-worth so that you can actually manifest those things back in. And I really feel you're starting to directly prioritize yourself and you're having this revelation that your needs, be it its rest, be it its love, shelter, you know, you're becoming extremely practical, but you're also raising the benchmark. And raising the benchmark can be risky at times only when you do look back to the earliest stages of the journey where potentially we placed individuals on a pedestal. And then we can go to this extreme, which is almost this revolt, and we chuck ourselves back up there instead of them. And that's an imbalance. That's an imbalance of the yin and yang. So we need to come down to this harmony of seeing that person. If we, for instance, are going through ascension and struggles and transforming, even if we don't want to, which, you know, ascension does such, then also they too can do such. So it's this getting into harmonization of saying, hey, I know what I need. I know what my likes and dislikes are in relationships. I know this path hasn't been easy, but I'm going to get into harmony. I'm going to allow them to do their movement and their work. And it's not about trust. It's about knowing your worth and knowing that you can directly attract that. And as soon as you harmonize that inside yourself, like attracts like. And I feel you guys have become very good at letting go. It's not to say when the triggers come in, they don't occur. But I feel from a spiritual point of view, some of you also understand the rebirth. I feel you're really going to be sitting with this. I feel as we do reach, closeness to the Scorpio eclipse, I do think things can become quite passionate. And I feel you really need to get your ducks in a row, take a little bit of personal space. Some of you already could be going through it, and I feel you could be 3, 2, 1 weeks prior. The further into your ascension you get, you tend to feel the ascension quicker. Okay, there's going to be a major choice you're going to make, and I feel it's to do with loving yourself. I feel it's also, if you were thinking, gee, did I say something wrong? Is there something I could have done? How can I directly look at this? I feel you're going to kind of get to the stage where you're going to be more loving towards yourself. Some of you are wanting to change your image. It can be to a more sultry version of yourself. It can be wanting to get fit. Let's clarify. Okay, why is Divine Feminine feeling like time has run out? Now, some of you, I do feel it's because you're down on it, pissed. You're like, where's my celebration? I feel you're wanting to do the things that resonate with you more so, and I feel you want to make a decision again. You want your celebration. That's why you're kind of disillusioned by the thing, and you're wanting that bliss. Some of you, if you did have communication with your twin, you're a bit confused by some of the statements. Some of you also admitting that this situation, the delay, the hold up, the karmic cycle, that it's really taken a toll on you. You also feel that you're getting mixed signals. Hot, cold, hot, cold. Okay. Some of you that have not seen your counterpart in a while are wondering if you're still, if the chemistry is still there. That can be for you or them. You're also feeling, are they going to be able, for those that are in a karmic relationship, are they going to be able to leave that cycle? Or is this going to be a continued pattern that continues to come up? Okay, something's going to call upon you that needs addressing. I also feel you're tired of placing others above yourself. This can be your family, it can be your kids, it can be your twin. And it just feels everything has been coming before you, and you're wanting a little bit of space. You're wanting a little bit of space. Okay, some of you are going to get some gossip that may kind of take you back. I'm also hearing be careful what you tell people. There could be some drama surrounding family and home. This can be with siblings. But also feel some of you are within your emotions, you're feeling quite vulnerable. You're looking at it could be family members giving you advice on love for some. And your conditioning versus theirs isn't quite matching. It could be they're saying, hey, if it was me, I would do this and that. You're being too hard on yourself. Some of you are feeling, the life that you could have provided, that could have been for your kids. That could have been, the lifestyle you could have had if you were with your twin, that it could have been different. There can also be some resentment towards karmics that received more. That's especially if you have put a lot of effort into the connection. Okay, what is ending here, please? Some of you also from a psychic position are, picking up on maybe a tower moment happening in a karmic cycle. And you're also testing. You're like, okay, some of you are down on it saying, look, if this doesn't change, I'm simply not going to dance with the devil. Patience. Yeah, oh, you guys are really feisty this week. The patience card. We have the enemy. Okay, you kind of feel your patience has been your enemy. You know, patience comes off. What do they call it? Pride comes before a fall, but it's not that I'm picking. It's almost like you're feeling that patience came to the detriment of your own hopes and dreams. You know, maybe things would have moved quicker had you been more assertive, or you had been very clear on what they were. But there can be this anxiousness that's coming in. You also could be feeling that if a third party situation continued or was found, that you would become that person's worst enemy. There's moodiness happening here, Divine Feminines. I'm hearing the term, what is the deeper lesson? Could be that. Well. Some of you are feeling, yeah, you're tired of the one-sided transaction. I do see some of you. Let's pull a chakra card. I'm getting that some of you, it's almost like your wildest hopes and dreams are going to come true. And you kind of think it's as much as it's a good thing, it's almost like this sudden revelation of, why couldn't I have that years ago? Why didn't it come in earlier? Yeah. There's a line drawn in the sand here. I feel this is a stand divine feminine is taking in life. It's like, no. I'm going to pour my energy into cups that feel. You want to know this is going to be a supportive environment. You actually have a lot on your plate. You have a lot of love, a lot of understanding. I'm hearing the term two's company, three's a crowd, but somehow your subconscious is feeling that this karmic cycle has to come with you, but that's not how it goes. That's not how it has to be. But I'm definitely feeling you looking at the circumstance that if this continues the way it is, you're not going to keep hitting your head against a wall. That's the message I've got. I do feel that those that have, and I did start saying this, those that do get communication, I am saying that masculine may be relating to you differently, and it's kind of, for some of you, it's taking you back. It's like, why is this person being so nice to me? You're kind of like, what do you want from me? You're not used to it. Yeah, what do you want from me? What are you up to? What are you up to? Are you unwell? Is there something I should know about? Yeah, so you're kind of feeling, you're feeling paranoid. Let's put it that way. They're making reference to sitting with how you feel and being compassionate to yourself if you have to make hard decisions. I don't think this is just to do with your twin flame path. I actually think it's in general. Some of you are going to take a little retreat. Some of you, I see a road trip. I do feel you're going to start getting multiple offers, and I do see this as an acceleration of the journey. But you're starting to have this healthier relationship with yourself and saying, look, I really need to start loving myself. Some of you are feeling a little bit unhappy with your image, your diet, your look, and self-esteem maybe has been knocked. And I do feel over the next few months, a lot of you are going to be working on that. But this quietness, I feel you're protective of yourself at the moment. And I also feel if you ask, you will receive. That's what I'm hearing. But it's, don't feel guilty if you need to take a little bit of time to work out what it is. Now, let's pull 3 cards to see what you're not seeing. Oh, that's nice. I'm quite impressed. You're attracting love in. Now, you're coming up as the High Priestess. Counterpart's coming up as the Emperor. Wow. Okay, so it's a give and take situation. This is what you're looking for. And I feel it's because you're loving yourself and having the deeper comprehension that that's what you're needing. You're not accepting anything less. And I feel it's because of that you're directly attracting this in. Try to not swing too heavy on those scales, though. We do have the transits in Scorpio. There can be a lot of jealousy and insecurity and a lot of things happening behind the scenes. So use your intuition. Feel free to book a reading. And I'll see you during the week for the update, which we do have lives every Friday. We have super chats after the session. Next month, we are putting a time frame on how long you need to be a member in order to join the super chat. So if you're not a subscriber here at Yildiz Readings, come through and subscribe and you can be part of those sessions. Take care, guys, and I'll see you for the next week's edition, first in the members and then on the main page on YouTube.